Hi everyone, welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Well, it's John and I in the kitchen tonight and we're making something different. We're making scones. So we're going to make 3 types of scones tonight. 3 different recipes I'm trying out. I'm trying out one from, I think it's called Rodders, who make the... Clossy cream, well done. See, the memory's gone already. So we're going to try one from Rodders. We're going to do... we're going to make a Jamie Oliver recipe, and we're also going to do, I think he's Chef John, but it's John Kirkwood. So we're going to do all 3 recipes. So we're going to do a fruit one, a plain one, and a cheese scones, and you're going to love them. I have to say the kitchen smells absolutely amazing. I've not had one of these. Maybe Karen, if she's watching, she'll be able to let us know what one of these was like today. But we have shared a fruit one and a cheese one, and I just love the cheese ones, and I'm never going to make them again because I've got to be honest, if I ever make them again I'm just going to scoff the lot. So I've got John in the kitchen. Hi John.
Hello, hi everyone.
Are we feeling all chirpy, John? And happy?
Absolutely.
And chatty?
Yes.
What have you been doing? 13-hour shifts on your own at the moment, haven't you, just with a small team? So
it's been fun.
It's been fun. So John has never packed orders so much in his life. So for the last 3 weeks, isn't it? You've been unpacking orders. 3 weeks they are getting the hand gestures. 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's better than normal.
Yeah. So with the current situation, obviously I've told you all this before, it was just John and I. We've had to bring Laura and James back straight away, near enough. I think they only got 1 day off. And then we brought the team back yesterday, which is brilliant. So we're really pleased to have them back. Not the whole team, because we can't get them all in, but a good part of the team. So we are catching up on orders. As with everything, there is a delay on orders. Do not worry, we are packing as fast as we can. It's like everything, we've only got a very small team. We worked over the Easter holiday as well, and we are doing our best to get out there. But every courier's got a problem, everybody's got a problem, because everybody's not got their full staff. So do bear with us on orders. What else do we need to tell them, John? Oh, things that are happening this week. So I'm going to make scones, and then tomorrow Karen is in the morning. So I'm going to let Karen run her own Facebook Live tomorrow. So I'm going to sit down there, social distancing, doing the comments. Simon will be there on camera, and Karen is making an ice cream cake. I've already seen it and it looks great. You're going to love it. So she's going to show you 2 variations. She's going to make 1, but she's already made 2. They're in the freezer. So Karen will be in, and I've also told Karen today that now that she's back, she can do 2 Facebook Lives while we're in this current situation. So that shocked her this morning. So she's got to do a live now every Monday and every Friday, which means I can do Monday night. I can do Monday night. And then we've got Tracy Manning, who comes in on a Thursday morning. I think my son is doing a live on Tuesday. I just need to confirm, or it's Tracy. But I just need to speak to Ryan first. And then I've got Amy Archibald in next Thursday, and then I need to catch up with Danielle. So lots going on, but we do have lives every day, Monday to Friday at 11:30. And it seems that you're all enjoying them, so thank you for joining us. So I'm just chatting away just while everybody gets together. So is everybody getting together, John? Are they all coming on?
We do. We've got a great audience, so thank you very much for joining us. We've got over 200 people so far.
Fantastic, that's what we like to hear. So so the lives in the mornings, you all seem to like them. You're all enjoying them, which is great fun. And you all seem to be enjoying the flashbacks in the afternoon as well. So anybody who doesn't know what the flashbacks are, what we're doing is rerunning our lives from when we first started. So lots of you are joining in them as well, which is great. So that's great fun. Anyhow, so let's get on with this. So we're going to make 3 lots of scones. So the first ones I'm going to make Jamie Oliver's. Now I and I've told you all this before, generally I haven't made lots of things before I come on live. Generally I just go and have a quick flip of the recipe, decide that I'm going to make it, and then come on live, or I do get the opportunity to try on the day. So this, I've not made scones, gosh, I don't know, since I was in my 20s, last time I made scones. I generally leave them to my daughter Laura to make them, because she makes fabulous ones and I love hers. So last night off I took to bed with my iPad and watching videos. So I watched Cupcake Gemma, Jamie Oliver and John Kirkwood. So those are the recipes I wanted to follow, but I actually couldn't find Cupcake Gemma's recipe. I could only find her YouTube video. And then the other thing is as well, one of the things I did learn last night about scones, you've got to keep everything nice and cold. And I saw a few people in the comments were asking, well, what happens if you've got hot hands? So I've decided that for me to keep everything cold, I said to Karen today, we'll do everything in steel bowls, and then we'll put the bowls in the fridge before we go live. So I've got the ingredients weighed out, I've got a cold bowl in the fridge, and I just need probably Karen to remind me, oh actually I think she's told me, yes, blue, because she's weighed out the butter and put it in the fridge. She's told me which one, because it's got different measurements. And it's amazing that doing 3 people's different recipes, that there is a difference. So one has sugar, one has 2 eggs in, one has fruit in. I don't know, crazy, isn't it? But the scones, I didn't think they could be so different. But anyhow, let's get on. So you're looking forward to trying one of these, John? Do you want to try one now? Should I get the butter out?
No, thanks.
You'll like these. You'll want them for your lunch in the morning, let me tell you. They're so good.
I'll take them then, yeah.
So, John, why don't I just go and get the rest of the stuff out then? While we get the rest of the stuff out, do you want to shout some hellos and things? Don't forget to like and share tonight. £25 voucher from Sugar and Crumbs. You could be a winner. We'll do the draw from last Thursday's live as well tonight. And I've also got to do Danielle's live, Monday's live. Well, no, Tuesday. She did a live on Tuesday. And I'm going to draw that tonight as well. So 2 vouchers, last Thursday's and tonight's. Yeah? So did we do it last Thursday? Or was it Saturday? That one truly confused me where I am. We didn't do Thursday, did we?
No.
It was Saturday. And I have a feeling I drew Saturday's draw on Wednesday. Get confused. Maybe you lot might be able to catch up. I'll have a look. Anyhow, we're going to draw Danielle's live tonight. So let's start off with this one first.
So any of you out there with a memory that lasts more than half an hour, please get back to us and let us know where we're up to with these prize draws, because it's quite clear that Carol has no idea.
Yeah, shut up. Right, okay, let me get everything out first. So, and then I need some eggs for this one. Great, so I'm going to have to look at the recipe as well, because I don't know it off by heart. So I'll have a little read of it, but it's really very, very easy. And then I'll remind John to zoom in, because he forgets to zoom in. Right, hold on.
Right, well, if everybody wants to share this Facebook Live, like and share, and enter in our prize draw. What's the prize, Carol?
It's a £25 gift voucher.
It's a £25 gift voucher, and we make the prize draw sort of 7 days later. So on Facebook Live next Thursday, we'll be drawing the prize winner for this week's like and share.
Yeah. And then I've been having a look at YouTube. So hello YouTubers. You did connect to YouTube,
Well,
didn't you?
someone said it's not connected to YouTube, but I have pressed the button that sent it to YouTube. So
do you want to have a look on YouTube,
if it's
John?
not on YouTube,
just double check.
it's not my
So
fault.
Debbie Hargreaves usually watches on YouTube. She'll be able to let us know.
The person said it's not there.
Did you do it on this computer?
Hmm?
Did you do it on this computer?
No, I do it on here.
Right, okay. Well, I don't know how it works anyhow. But anyhow, for YouTubers, so what we would like you to do as well, we're going to do a big draw on the 4th of May, okay, and that's for 4 £50 vouchers. And that's for you guys to go over to our YouTube channel, which is Sugar and Crumbs with Nifty Nozzles, and subscribe to the channel and make a comment. And I've already seen quite lots of you have been on there, but looking for more of you to go over there. I'm not asking you to watch all the lives over there, because I know lots of you like the interaction on the Facebook page, but the problem is once they're on Facebook and they just go down the stream and people can't find them again. So we need YouTube so that I can give people reference, so when they're asking where was that video, I just give them the link to YouTube. So do help me with building up a following over there. It'd be great. And you know, it'd be a good thing if you could just do that for me. So very easy to do. You just go over, subscribe, you put your email address in and put your name and the details in. It's all for free. Give us a thumbs up, let us know that you've joined us, make a comment, because it will be the comments that I'll be looking at that I'll be then pulling out to draw for the prize. So you do need to let me know that you've commented, yeah? And you can only comment if you subscribe, yeah? Good. Are we there, John?
Well, it looks like we're on YouTube, because I think Susan has said she's watching on YouTube.
Ah, there you
So
go.
it looks like it's going okay.
That's what we want.
And Jackie says her nickname is Dory. Her memory is that bad.
I know. It's so bad,
So
honestly.
you could be Dory's mate.
Yes, I could be Dory's mate, provided I remember Dory's name. I nearly called her Nori. It's so bad, isn't it? Just got a lot on my mind. Right, okay.
And
So
Karen has said she likes the little stubby brushes at the back.
oh yes, I keep meaning to tell you about these. I've had them out for 3 days. Last time we brought these brushes in, they sold out rapidly. So let me just put them there. Can you see them? So the last time we sold these brushes, we brought them in and they flew out. I couldn't actually believe how fast they flew out, but they're great for lustering your cake. So when you put all your fake Cahill on, dust on, or your colour splash dust on, or your fractal luster dust on, whenever you put them all on, then afterwards you need to give them a buff. Don't get these wet. These are just for buffing, and they are lovely. They really are lovely and soft. I mean, they're just so lovely. They're just nice to sit and stroke, actually. Quite nice. So I've been meaning to tell you they're back in stock for the last 3 days. Sorry.
So if you're on your own without a cat,
Yes.
buy a brush.
Buy a brush. They're nice. Lots of new things, lots of things back in stock. We are getting stock off suppliers, but everything's delayed. Everything's a bit of a problem. So we managed to get a part order from Fractal today. I think I put that up on the group for you. Select Island is back in. Flour is back in, isn't it? What else have we had back in? I don't know.
Select Ireland.
Yes, I've just said Select Island. Did you hear me?
I
The
forgot.
texture mats that I was showing you with the vintage start, like the vintage starter cakes cupcakes that we did yesterday, they're back in stock. I'm trying to get everything back in as fast as I can. Anyway, let's get on with this recipe. So let's read it out to you first. It's not on the recipe website, okay? So I'm just going to tell you who this one is. This is Jamie Oliver's Scones. So all you need to do is go to Google, and if you like and subscribe as well, even better, because then you can go and comment on his scone recipe. So
just a question. I think Lindsay's referring to YouTube. Do we need to comment if we have already subscribed?
well, I would prefer you to do, because it saves all the comments for me, and it makes life a lot easier for me for when I come to write your name out for the draw. So I would put a comment on, and I don't want you to do it once. You don't have to subscribe all the time. You only subscribe once, but I do want you to keep popping over there, liking the videos and having a little watch, because the more that you all pop over there and like them, you don't have to watch them for long, because you've watched this one here. What happens is it goes up and builds, and then eventually more and more people will get to see them, because you guys who follow Sugar and Crumbs know me, but not everybody knows Sugar and Crumbs. Can you believe it? We're just a little tiny company, really. So not everybody knows us, and we want to get everybody else to know, don't we, what we do here. So, so like I say, this is Jamie Oliver's recipe, and we're going to use fruit in this, but you don't have to use fruit. You can actually put anything you want in it. So we're just going to use sultanas, because that was always able to get hold of today. You can put cherries, raisins in, whatever you want, chopped apricots, blueberries, mixture of everything, entirely up to you. And then the fruit. Now Jamie's recommended to, if you've got your fruit, John, do you want to just go onto this camera so you can see? So if you've got your fruit, okay, you'll see there that there's liquid in it. Now Jamie recommends orange juice. Can we go back over there then? He recommends orange juice. Now I haven't got any orange juice, so I've just soaked them in water, and they're absolutely fine. So 150 grams of cold unsalted butter. Leave it in the fridge until you really want it. 500 grams of self-raising flour, plus a little extra for dusting. 2 level teaspoonsful of baking powder. 2 heap spoonfuls of golden castor sugar. We're using our flavoured icing sugar. 2 large free-range eggs. I'm having to use medium because that's all we could get hold of. And I've just Googled it, can you swap medium eggs for large eggs? How many? And it just says the same, which is a bit strange. And 4 tablespoons of milk, plus a little bit extra for dusting. So that's what we're going to do. So first of all, it tells you, and you must sieve your flour as well. So it's quite important you sieve your flour. So we need to get the oven on. So let me pop the oven on, because these are going to go in the fridge first. So we're going to pop the oven on 200, hang on.
And just on the subject of flour, we have had flour delivered today. We've had plain and self-raising delivered. But it is going out very, very quickly.
Yeah. We're struggling to get gluten-free flour and strong flour. And I've seen some of you ask questions like, why is it so difficult? And I'll tell you exactly why it is. Because everybody has furloughed their staff, And all the flour manufacturers actually don't have it packaged in their mills. What they do is they have it in big bags and they send it to contract packagers to pack for them. Well, the factories where people pack are actually furloughed, so the staff is furloughed. So therefore, the flour mills have got plenty of 16-kilo bags, but they've got nobody to bag it up, and that's the actual problem. There's actually no staff out. So I'm managing to get some, but believe me, I am chatting up the salesman. Not sure if he's watching tonight, but hi. But I am really charming to that man on the phone. Please let me have some flour. So, and he's been very, very good.
He thought you were 25 and blonde.
Yes, fortunately he hasn't met me. He's just spoke to me over the phone. So, so that's where we are. Right, okay, so the oven's on. It's on 200. I'm on a fan assisted. So you can do 400 Fahrenheit or gas mark 6. This is for Jamie Oliver's recipe. So we're going to put the butter, so everything's just going to go in. So you can use your hands. I'm just going to use a palette knife for now. So we're going to put the butter in. Now, it's quite funny when I was watching the 3 videos last night on different thoughts on it, because Jamie's not bothered if you don't crumble all the butter in. We're going to pop the flour in, the sieve flour. Now, this is quite a big mix. So this is 500 grams of self-raising flour. And it's like everything with every recipe that you do. You can halve it, you know. So all you do is just halve all the ingredients. Very simple. Okay, so we've done that. And then we need 2 level teaspoons of baking powder. We need 2 heaped spoonfuls of golden castor sugar, but we haven't got golden castor sugar because we're using our flavoured icing sugars. And what else have we got there? So we've got this. That can go in because all the dry ingredients and the butter's going in first. Karen likes using the little cupcake cases, so she set this up tonight. So there we go, so that goes in. It's great having Karen back. And then we've got 2 large eggs, which we don't need at the moment, okay? So first of all, everything is in, and then like I say, I put my bowl into the fridge before we started. So clean hands, I've got clean hands, I've just washed them before we came in, and we're just gonna go straight in, and we're just gonna crumble it all up nice. So this mix, Jamie says it's a crumbly mix, and he's right, it is a crumbly mix, but I will say it is delicious, really very, very nice. I'm just going to show you a couple of ways that I cut his recipe up later. I'll do that. Cupcake Gemma was interesting. She actually did her recipe, cut out the scones, and she didn't recommend that you re-roll the pastry, the dough afterwards. The reason she said is that the more you keep kneading it and re-rolling it, the tougher it gets. So I read a comment, actually, spent a lot of time on YouTube me last night. See how handy YouTube is, and that's why comments are really important. And somebody said, well, what do you do if you've got warm hands or cold hands? And somebody also mentioned they didn't like waste, they didn't like the idea. So I quite like one of the comments, because on there he said that he would roll it into a roll and cut it into slices. So rather than use a cutter, he'd roll it into like a sausage roll and then just slice it. What a cracking idea that is. Cool, isn't it? So what we're going to do is we're just going to do this. And Jamie Oliver in his recipe is very, very confident. He says, do it as I say and it will be fine. So I did it as he said. Apart from the fact that I added water to my sultanas. Sorry, Jamie. So, it's because I didn't have any orange juice. And the fact that I'm using medium eggs instead of large. But that's what we're going to do, isn't it?
Crazy times.
Crazy times, yeah, absolutely. And I'm not one known for doing as I'm told either. But you know what? I'll have a go. What are you looking at me like that for, John McFarland? So any of you who
never do what you're told.
No, I never do as I'm told. So any of you who are new to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen, my name is Karen McFarland and I do a live on a Monday night. My poor suffering husband has to join me on Mondays and Thursdays while we're on furlough. Normally we have Laura in the kitchen, who's great fun, but but John likens it.
What's the implication of that comment?
Well, John likens it to being in the kitchen as if I had to do a 2-hour live watching football and commenting. And then he says I would know exactly how he felt. So, but he does enjoy it secretly, I'm sure he does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, do you really love?
Yeah.
There you go. Lovely, nice sign language we have, a communication here in the office. So if you're new to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen, what you'll learn is that John and I are the owners of Sugar and Crumbs, and all we do, I'm not a professional baker or anything. I'm just showing you my way, and you know, following recipes as they are. So there you go. All that's nice and crumbled.
Are you using a flavoured icing sugar?
Yes, I am, but I'm using black cherry because I'm going to use it as the cream. Now, what I will say when you use the flavoured icing sugar is it's only a tiny amount of sugar, so it doesn't always come out the flavour. But I just put it in because I just like putting it in. So you do get like a little tiny hint of it if you're lucky, and it comes out very well in the sponges. But sometimes I can't always taste it so well in other things. So, but what does enhance it is when you have buttercream or something else to it, it's yummy, yummy. But what it does do, it makes it smell lovely. You can smell it in the kitchen. Right, okay, so that's it, we're done. So once we've done that, we're going to add the dry dough. So let me see. First and foremost, brilliant scones are about having the confidence. Oh, here he is. So first and foremost, brilliant scones are about having the confidence to do as little as possible. So do what I say and they'll be really great. That's Jamie's comments. Okay, so do what he says and they'll be really great. And I have to say, they are really great. Those are his. You'll make the dough into a solid mass even quicker and even better the more often you make them. So all the dry ingredients are in there, okay? So we've got the fruit with the juice in, but we've used water. Put all the dry ingredients in. Good pinch of salt as well. So I forgot to add that in. Forgot about that. There you go. So we're just going to drain off the soaked fruit. We'll drain off any excess there. Oops. That can go in. We don't want to lose those, so they can go in. There we go. That's to one side. Just having a little look. Make a well in the middle. We'll crack our eggs. So I should have followed the recipe because it said make a well in the middle first. But as I say, I never do anything via the recipe. So let's crack our eggs. Doesn't really matter, does it? I only stirred them in. So let's do that. So we're using 2 medium eggs because we couldn't get any large eggs. Just going to give it a bit of a whisk.
I think Sarah says she loves baking and football.
Yeah.
I think it's Pop that says she had 4 sons and a husband, so she got no choice.
Got no choice, actually.
Yeah.
I'm having a hot one. Is there any chance that you can open the door for me? For those who watch me on a regular basis, I've been having hot flushes now for the last 4 years, and they haven't stopped yet. Right, okay. I didn't realise I've been having them that long actually until I started watching the flashbacks, and I watched them. I was suffering with hot flushes then, and that's how long it's been going on. So in the middle, add the eggs and the milk and stir it up with a spatula. So we're going to pop in the milk. So the milk is 4 tablespoons of milk plus a little bit extra for brushing. But Karen's only put 4 in here because I've already got milk on the side there. Don't mix with your hands. So mix with you can either mix with a palette knife. Use metal all the time because everything then is cold, and that's what we want to do. Now what I did say then is I didn't read the rest of it, and he didn't say this on his video, or I might have missed it on the video, but when I was talking to Karen today about keeping everything cool, and I said to Karen, you know what, we'll keep a coal bowl in the fridge, steel bowl, we'll use all steel for everything. And then I said, and what we'll do is we'll roll the dough out and then cut out the scones, and then we'll put the scones in the recipe. So I was so chuffed with myself when I said this to Karen this morning. Thought, great, light bulb moment, done it. Then I read down here. Now what Jamie says is make it into a dough, roll the dough up, cling film it, and put the dough into the fridge full. But I didn't. So as I say, just slightly changing everything. Sorry, Jamie, love. There you go. So I don't know if you can see the overhead camera there, John.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you can see now. So it's quite crumbly, and what we're going to do now is tip it all up. Now he needed his in the bowl, but I don't like doing it that way. So I'm going to do it this way. So I'm just going to move it all together. So it just takes a few minutes, and you think this is never ever going to stick. You think, oh my goodness, this isn't going to stick, but it does stick.
Well, Elaine says primrose oil and Dawn Quia from Holland and Barrett will sort you out within 3 weeks.
Private message me that, because I'll have forgot in 2 minutes. So private message me that, because...
Elaine, are you referring to the hot flushes or just generally? Because to be fair, it will take a hell of a lot more than primrose oil and Dawn Quia to sort Caroline.
Private message me, I've tried everything, but I've not tried that. And I think somebody told me to buy some sage as well, but I can't remember what I needed to buy. Was it sage tablets or whatever? But this has been going on for a long time. I really can't cope. And the thing is, I end up freezing every once in a while. I froze the living daylights out of Karen yesterday because I had the door open. Gorgeous sunshine, but it was a hoolie of a wind.
Linda's
it was
had
really
hot flushes for 7 years.
Actually, I wish I could stop
She
them.
needs to get the Holland and Barrett as well.
Yeah. Got a couple of my friends who've had it, and they've gone, oh, I was over and done with in no time. I'm like, what? So can you see, look, while I've been talking to you, it's just all come together. Now, what Jamie says is to cover this in there. Well, what he says is put it in a bowl, okay, and put cling film over the top of the bowl. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do it my way. But just make sure everything's in. There we go. And then we'll get on and make the other ones as well. So I just need to grab my rolling pin. So it does say that they're very crumbly. So what I'm going to do now is just going to flatten them out there.
Well, yeah, a few comments that primrose oil is superb.
I used to take primrose oil when I was a young girl, so that was.
Well, there's all sorts of suggestions popping up here. Yeah, vodka.
Well, I don't drink, so I can't do the vodka.
Red clover.
I've never heard of red clover.
No, never heard of red clover.
Right. Okay.
Some women have hot flushes for the rest of their lives.
Oh, don't tell me that. I've got enough ailments going on.
Cracky.
Please don't tell me that. Got enough things going on. Right, okay, so I've cut it there. So let me just grease my tray up a moment. I've just got a little bit of melted butter. There we go. We're going to make nice big ones. We're not going to be skimpy on these. We're going to make nice big ones. So there's the dough there.
Oh my word, it's getting worse.
What?
Jacqueline's had hot flushes for 22 years.
No. Right, okay then. So let's see how many we're going to get out of here. So one. Cut really tight as well to them. Yeah, 2. So cut really tight, circle to circle. 3. 4. Now these are big ones. These. We can see. Look at my hand how big they are. If you're gonna have a scone, you need to have a proper one, don't you? So 4, 5. So 5, just let me spread those out there. Then what I'm going to do with this one, so they say don't keep rolling your dough. Now, in fairness, Jamie Oliver did, and he did all different sizes, but this is what I'm going to do now. So see this? So I'm just going to roll it together.
So how many are you going to get out of this recipe?
Well, these are big scones, so if you want to do little ones, you know, it depends how you want. So I've got 5 here, but you see the rest of the dough now, because I don't want to waste this dough. So hold on. Let's get my mat again.
Well, Elaine sent you through what you need.
Good girl. Right. So I don't want to waste my recipe, okay? So what I'm going to do is that round.
Karen's got a big tub of clotted cream in anticipation of these.
Oh, you're going to love these. These are so lovely. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut them there. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do with ours. So we're just going to cut them. And then we've got no waste. So there we've got 5. We've got 5 and 4. And how many is that? That's 9, but they are big. I was kidding.
Genius.
I was kidding. Well, there could be some kiddies watching, John. So I'm not going
under 4.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to dust them with they can dust them with egg, but Jamie dusted them with milk, and they all dusted them with milk actually. So I'm not going to dust them with milk at the moment, because I'm going to put them in the fridge for 15 minutes. Yeah. Around in the fridge here. Now, to be fair, I'm going to have to give Jamie the credit for putting them in the fridge, but I did think it was my moment there. I did think, you know, I thought of this fantastic, amazing idea. So we're just going to clean up my board. So talking of the board, by the way, if any of you buy the green board or the pink board, they are called non-stick boards. And you'll see I've not put any flour down on these boards either. You know, like lots of you get loads of flour out and put more down and all over your rolling pin. You know, I'm using this lovely rolling pin as well. So it's also really very nice. I was just going to say what you could do with your husband with it, but probably not a good idea seeing he stood in front of me. But I think my mother-in-law used to chase my father up the road with one of these when he was a young man. Anyhow, so the board has a film over it. It's like a greasy, waxy film. So when you get it, you know, if you rub your hands over it like that, you'll see little scratches on it. Do not worry, just wipe it, and every now and again just give it a little gentle little rub of Trex, just a tiny bit on your hands. Just rub it over and then put it away. It's like when you have a wok pan or something like that. You know, you never wash a wok pan, do you? So you just wipe it all over nice and clean, and you can keep using it for ages. But every now and again, if it starts to look dry, just get a little bit of Trex and rub it in. And if you do catch your knife on it and make a little indentation on it, do not worry, your board's not ruined. I always go mad if anyone cuts on my board, and I cut on my board, but if you notice I don't actually cut right through to it. But again, just put a little bit of Trex, rub it in the little grooves that you've made, and it will be fine. Okay, so the next recipe, so we've done Jamie's, right, bye Jamie, next one. So this is the one that does the clotted cream. We've got the clotted cream in the fridge as well. So we'll put it together for you. So Karen made these today. So let me just show you what we're making. So these are the Jamie Oliver ones. So we cut them out. If you're wondering where they're all gone, Karen took some home. My doggy walker came today and he took some home for him and his mum. So we did 5 of those, and as I say, we did the 4. We split them up, so I think they look great. We don't waste anything. And then Karen has taken the rest home for her family of these, and then the cheese one, we just had to share one. So it was great. So that's what they look like. So let's make these. Now these are called proper Cornish scones, ideal for cream tea. And again, these are on the, just Google Rodders scones, and you'll find them. Dead easy. So let's see what they say. Now they use plain flour. Okay, so I use self-raising flour there, but these guys use plain flour. So it's interesting, isn't it? So let me get my bowl out. John, what have you got to say?
Lindsay's just asking, can we see the cake at the back, please?
Can you see the cake at the back?
I'm assuming that's the one.
The little one?
The little one, yeah.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah. So I did a little live last week, and I was just showing you how to use the cutters. So these are blossom sugar art cutters, and all I was doing was just a little live on a little cake, just showing you how to use the how to use the cutters. Some of them are loose, and just decorate a little cake with them. Got a little butterfly there as well. Looks pretty, doesn't it? Made some leaves, and then I just dusted them up. Can you see that okay?
Mm-hmm.
A little butterfly there as well. That's quite pretty, isn't it? So these are cutters that we sell individually as little multi-sets. Blossom sugar art cutters. Or we do it as a creator studio set as well. And they are fantastic. So if you ever want any really good cutters and moulds, really look those up. They're fantastic. And anybody who's on the group who's got them will tell you how brilliant they are. Right, so let's get on with this one. So this recipe here is, let me just check now that I did pick up the right one. This one, there we go. Right, so this one here is 500 grams of plain flour. Okay, now Jamie's we use self-raising flour. So we're going to pop that in. 15 grams of baking powder. Done.
Margaret says, always brilliant lives full of enjoyment and entertainment.
Yes. Pinch of salt. So that's done. And
Do you actually manage to learn anything, Margaret, as well?
Of course they do. How many of you learn things off me? How many of you? You all know that. You all know that what I'm doing is I'm just like you, opening the recipe book, let's give it a go. You know, don't come on here, oh, Mrs. Professional knows it all, because I don't. And we all have a bit of fun as well. So we've done that, and then 100 grams of caster sugar or icing sugar, it depends what you want. Now there's more sugar in this one than the other one, and 100 grams of diced butter. So if we look at the difference is from Jamie's. So Jamie is doing 500 grams of self-raising flour. He's using more butter, 150 grams. What?
Nothing.
I'm just saying, I know which recipe I'm on. So Jamie's using 150 grams. The Rodders one's only using 100 grams. He's only using 2 heaped spoonfuls of caster sugar. This one's using 100 grams. So it's different, isn't it? Just different recipes. So that's why I wanted to show you a few of them. So we put the butter in. What was I already doing? Did you think I got myself muddled up? Do you think I was doing Jamie's recipe again? What did you think I was doing?
Causing confusion.
No, what I was saying there, did you get me there? Am I causing confusion or did you get me? I've done Jamie Oliver's recipe and I was just trying to explain the difference in the ingredients. You know, we've got 3 recipes here and they're all different, but they all make amazing scones. Shut up, McFarland. Head cheeky in the kitchen. Answering back.
Okay.
So again, you've got to crumble it all together.
I'll stick to my camera duties.
Absolutely.
Oh, Lindy's joining us from Brisbane. So anybody who's joining us from overseas, let us know where you are. In fact, in the UK, let us know where you are. And if anybody is new and joining us for the first time, also shout up, let us know where you are. We've got obviously lots of regulars who we know and know where they're all from. But yes, please let us know where in the world you are today. I was going to say this evening, but it's not necessarily this evening. It's not this evening in Brisbane. It's this morning.
Oh, is it? Right. Don't know where I am myself here at the moment. Anyhow,
the world might be crazy, but it's still morning in Brisbane.
Anyhow, the other interesting thing is...
Well, everybody said you were very clear.
So it was you, John, you see. You're the problem causing confusions.
It was me causing the confusion.
I was trying to just tell you, wasn't I, the difference. There's 3 recipes here and they're all different. And they're all for scones as well. Now the other thing is, as I've already said once and said twice, Jamie says that you don't have to rub all the butter in. So if there's a few little chunks left, don't worry about it. Now, Cupcake Jenna Gemma, she does all hers in a food processor. She doesn't do it by hand, okay? She doesn't want you touching it at all. Whereas everybody else wants you to rub in. And this recipe wants you to rub it all in. So there you go.
Well, everybody seemed to understand you. It's only me that doesn't understand you.
Go to me and you'll have a chat afterwards, love.
That sounds familiar. I just don't understand her.
So we're
But
just...
we've got people from all over. We've got Lorraine from New Zealand.
Oh, hello. What time is it in New Zealand? Oh, it must be in the early hours of the morning there, is it?
No.
Why is it not? If it's
gonna
8
be-
o'clock
it's
here...
gonna- yeah, it's going to be like 7, 8 in the morning.
Well, that's what...
That's
just
not
saying.
the early hours of the morning,
Well,
is
it is to some. Everybody's all in their pyjamas now on this lockdown. You should see them at 11:30. How many of you are still in your pyjamas at 11:30 watching? Wait till they tell you how many of them's in their pyjamas.
We've got Nottingham, Solihull,
Has anybody bothered to get
Francis
dressed?
in Cork.
Oh, we've got them from everywhere, have we? France, New Zealand, Brazil.
East Kilbride,
Ooh.
Essex, Bognor Regis, Leeds, Northampton, Dundee.
Fantastic. Great. We're in Stockport, Cheshire. I hope so, are
Janice in Manchester, Crumpsall in Manchester,
we? Yay! That's not far from me.
Middlesbrough.
Right, so we're doing this in. Hello, everybody. We got any newbies?
Yeah, it looks like Nutty Elaine is watching.
Nutty Elaine. Who's
Yeah.
Nutty Elaine? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Is that what she's got on as a
Yeah.
profile
Well,
name?
you find a very appropriate place to be. Dagenham, Doncaster.
Yay! That's what we like. So how many have we got watching now then, John?
We have 212 people.
Woohoo! Very good. It's gone Facebook Live, crazy, isn't it? Have you found that your internet's slow? I found on my phone, I was trying to load things up on my phone, it's just like 4G's just like really, really slow at the moment. And I think it's just because everybody's on the internet, aren't they? And how many people are popping up to do Facebook Lives? Talking of Facebook Lives, so we've got Karen in the morning. She's going to make this gorgeous ice cream cake for you. So, honestly, it's lovely. So easy as well for you to make. She's going to be using our flavoured icing sugars. And then on Saturday, Paul Bradford and David Bryce, they have a group called Cake Flicks. Well, they have a page called they've got a group called Cake Flicks Cake Community, and they also have a page called Cake Flicks. And they every Saturday they've been inviting artists around the world to come and do a live, and they start at like 9 in the morning doing live, sometimes up until 11 o'clock at night. I was invited for on the first day, but communication got lost somewhere between me, David and Paul, so I'm not quite sure what happened. I responded and somehow they got missed, but I can actually now understand why it got missed. So anyhow, I've now been moved till this Saturday, and then now I'm part of their little messaging group. I can understand how it got missed. How those guys are tracking everything, I have no idea. That feed is going mad with everybody doing lives. They're all talking to each other about what they're doing and everything, and it's just crazy. Right, okay, so all that now is crumbled in because they want this recipe wants all the butter crumbled in. Okay, so let's see. 15 grams baking powder, so there's a lot more baking powder in this. And then I'll tell you what John says, which he's on the same mind as me, not my John, Chef John, because I now know who Chef John is, which I presume is John Kirkwood. But he's using self-raising in his recipe, the same as Jamie Oliver. So he has another thing. You cold, John? Right, okay. Right. So we're going to mix in the milk. So we're going to mix in the milk. And how much milk did they say? Not on it, the amount of milk. Oh yeah, 250 mils of milk. So a lot more milk as well. But there's no eggs in here.
Yeah, a number of people said they like what Cake Flicks are doing on a Saturday.
Oh, missed a piece of butter. Sorry, let me get that just crumbled in. There's a cube of butter there in my bowl. I've just spotted it. We can't be without it. It might ruin the recipe.
Where will everyone find the recipes for these scones?
Right, so these recipes are on Google, okay? So I've not put them on the recipe website. So what you need to be doing, you need to go to Google and you need to, in fact, yeah,
Well,
John.
we can add these to the title of this Facebook Live afterwards.
Yes, that's right. Do you know what? Afterwards, we'll add them to the title of this to make it nice and easy for you. Okay, but for the YouTubers, let me just tell you, I'll have to get Simon to do it tomorrow. But this recipe is the Roda's one, okay, who make the clotted cream. The other one that I've done there is Jamie Oliver. So just Google Jamie Oliver's crumbly scones, they're called. And then we've got the Roda's one, which is proper Cornish scones, ideal for a cream tea. And then we're going to do John Kirkwood's recipe, which is cheese scones. And they are my favourite. Right, okay, so we're going to make this into a dough. We're going to tip it out onto the board, just like we did last time. Now it does say, each of these recipes do say you can add some more flour onto your board for helping for rolling. But I use this big pink board or a big green board, and these boards are non-stick, so I don't need to add any more flour to it, as you've already seen. So we're just going to mould it again. Now these scones look like that. All like that. They seem to split in the middle there. So we've got Jamie's scones that are crumbly, like that. And then these ones are going to look like this. So you can add fruit to this as well. Which camera are we on, John? Yep, so you can add fruit to this as well. You know, you don't have to have them as plain scones. You can add cherries, sultanas, raisins, whichever you want. I actually love fruited scones the best myself. So we're just going to move all this in. And it's like I say, each person who does their own recipe is different. Cupcake Gemma blends hers in a food processor. She doesn't actually do it with her hands at all. She puts it all in a food processor. And when she's cut out the scones, anything that's over, she actually bins, because she says if you are rolling it too much, it makes it very short and tough, as she says. So, but Jamie Oliver carried on cutting his out, and so did John. So, and I don't like any waste. So that's what we're going to do. So we're just getting it all in, and it will all go in, don't worry. Look, we'll just pick up that little bit there and mould it all in. And it stayed really cold this, so I do think my little tip there of using steel bowls, keeping everything in the fridge until you're actually ready. So none of this room temperature stuff. So I think we're ready now to roll. There's my dough. Right, I'm just going to grease my pan. Grease my tray. But we're not going to put these in the fridge. There we go. I'm going to put these straight in the oven. And then while everything's cooking, we're going to make up, so we're going to clean up. We're going to make some whipped cream with our flavoured ice and sugars, because I was chatting to Karen today, and I love clotted cream. It's got to be clotted cream for me with a scone. But if I've got to have whipped cream, then fine, but I like it flavoured with our flavoured ice and sugars. And she was telling me about her son, who just loves tin squirty cream. So I went, oh God, I couldn't think of anything worse, tin squirty cream. But you know, you come across it, kids just love it, don't they, as well? They just squirt it straight in. They love it. So let's put those out the way there. So John, is there any more comments? Is there any more tablets I need to take, love?
No, you're all right. You're all right.
So there we go. What have I done with my cutter? I chucked it in that bowl there. What did I do with my cutter? Oh, there it is. Great. So I'll do these ones. I won't do these with a straight edge. I'll just do these with a round edge. Cut them up really nice and tight. So I do like the idea of one of the commenters on Cupcake Gemma's doesn't want any waste, because like she throws all this away now, and the guy said, oh, I don't like waste, and he was very much like, you know, let's roll it into a sausage roll. So I think we'll have a go at doing that as well. So we've got 4 there. So what he was saying is that he doesn't want any waste, So where I've rolled the other one out for you, so I'm going to put it together.
Why don't you just keep rolling it together and making more scones?
Pardon? Because that's what they're saying, don't keep messing with it, rolling it out, keep putting it together. Because it makes it short. Were you listening to anything, John?
Obviously not.
Thanks, husband.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm going to make, these are going to be smaller. So we'll cut these like this. We'll see what these look like. So then we're not wasting any dough. So
What thickness were you rolling those to? About an inch? Yeah, they are about an inch actually, yeah.
Yep, they are. Yep, an inch. So we'll just put them on there. And then because I don't want to waste any dough, because what they are very keen about is, well, Cupcake Gemma is, and I do like her recipes as well. She's very keen about, like, don't keep re-rolling them. So we're just going to make them into little balls like that, and we'll see what they come out with. Do you know, I think I might do them that way actually. See what they look like this way. No, I don't like that one. There we go. So we're going to dust them with milk. Let me get my milk, the brushing. So they don't take long, do they? So milk for brushing. There we go.
Well, Jackie said typical husband. I'm assuming that's referring to not listening.
What can I say? And then John always has the cheek to tell me that I wasn't listening, and he gets even better. He says, "I told you," and I'm going, "You never did tell me,
Yeah,
John."
with your memory, you've got no way of backing.
See what he says.
You
See
have
what he
no
does
way of
there.
defending yourself.
Right. See what he does there. Did you see that? You've all witnessed that now, haven't you? Because what he does, he says, "I've told you," and I said, "No, you never told me, John. You never told me." I did. You just can't remember. Right. So some of these scones are different shapes because I'm just going to see what they look like. Not done it before. Let's see what they look like. I'm not using a pastry brush either. I'm using a synthetic brush from B&Q. So, in fact, actually, my Asda, Chippy Pack synthetic brushes.
Karen's
so
asked, does anyone remember the topping that used to come in a big tub in the freezer? Topping that came in a big tub in the freezer.
Could be all sorts of toppings, couldn't it?
Right,
I'm going to pop these in the oven now. To be fair, they're quite cold anyhow, so I'm going to pop these in the oven now. I'm going to get Jamie Oliver ones out, and because I think they've been in 15 minutes in the fridge, and I'm going to pop them in. So one's out of the fridge, one's not in the fridge. So let me just get those done. One second.
Jackie said that's her husband's comment. Answer too, yeah.
Oh, does he do the same?
Oh,
We've all
yeah.
got similar husbands.
Yeah.
Trying it on.
Hey, none of us are daft.
Hey? So here's the Jamie Oliver ones. So let's just brush these with milk as well. So some of you do an egg glaze or an egg wash, if that's what you want to call it. But these recipes just said put milk on, and you know what, they come up lovely. So no point wasting an egg, is there, when milk can do just the same. And then if you remember with this recipe, I didn't want to waste the dough, what was left, so I've just put this into a circle. So this is a crumbly recipe, this one, this Jamie Oliver one. There we go. That in the fridge, into the oven.
Dream topping.
Dream topping. Never heard of dream topping. Right, just let me wash my hands, John.
No, cool whip it's called apparently.
Right, so John, let me just put the Jamie Oliver's on for 14 minutes. Going to use me timers, girls. Going to use me timers. Right, and then these are going on for 12 minutes.
Yep, you could use any shape cutter you wanted.
Right, John, do you want to answer some questions while I just wash my hands a minute?
Yeah. Geraldine's asked, who used to have jam and tinned cream sandwiches when they were kids?
Ooh, I remember them.
Do you? What, jam and tinned cream sandwiches?
Yeah, it was condensed milk.
Condensed milk.
I swear it was condensed milk.
Princess Emma says, you're daft enough to think you'll get away with it, John.
You definitely what?
Oh, I will get away with it, don't worry.
What's that?
What else have we got? But we've still got 228 people watching, which is great. Angie's saying, can you make these when she comes to her tiger cake course, please?
Well, I make it. Yeah, you know what we could, but you'll have to remind me though, because I'll forget by then.
Yeah,
Right.
It's more than half an hour away.
Yeah. Can't remember anything from half an hour away. Right, let's get rid of all the pots a minute. Let's have a clean up. Right, so John, there is Jamie Oliver's recipe. There is Rodder's recipe. Do you want to flash them in front of the camera? Let everybody know. Give them the website link. And I will clean my board.
Well, we'll put these up later because it's not easy to do.
I know, well, people don't mind watching me cleaning my board, but just thought while I was doing it, you could just actually talk to them, tell them what the link is.
Well, it's actually quite long.
Oh, is it? All right, okay then. Well, I'll tell you, just go to Google and pop in Rodder's, which is RODDA-S scone recipe, okay? And then the other one, put in Jamie Oliver scone recipe, and you'll get a YouTube video. Watch it on YouTube. And those of you who are subscribed, put your thumbs up, tell them I sent you over. And then you can also pop on my channel as well, can't you? Right, let's get rid of that. Right, next one we're on the cheese ones. So I'm just going to rinse my hands in cold water because they need to be cold now. You're very quiet, John. Have you got anything to say, love?
I've read all the comments. I've now put up, make yourself a quick brew while we clean up, ready for the next segment.
Right, that's my next bowl. Right. Go on then, you can bring it down again now.
Oh, she's back.
Yeah.
And no, she's not.
Get the stuff out of the fridge.
Oh, Rose has put up the Rodder's recipe. Thank you very much for that.
Good girl.
Much appreciated, Rose.
Yeah, now go and put up Jamie Oliver's for me as well. Right, okay then. So this one, I really love this one. So this one is John Kirkwood. Now I'm assuming that he is Chef John. I've never heard of Chef John at all until Shelley Walkington mentioned him last night. But I'm sure he's never heard of me either. So, but from listening to him, sounds like a Yorkshire man, and he definitely knows what he's talking about. So he was as confident as anything on his YouTube channel. So he wasn't reading the recipe, he knew it all. So what we're going to do here, now this is slightly different, this recipe. So it's a smaller batch as well. So it's a smaller mix. So instead of 500 grams of flour, it's 225. So it's not even half. It's just less than half. So let's see what we're going to do here. So again, they're all oven temperatures, they're 200. So all of them are 200. Which is he's actually quite precise, 392 or a gas mark 6. Everybody says that the ingredients need to be sieved. So what we're going to do now this one here, because this is a savoury one, you could add other things to it. Now I didn't have those ingredients in, so I just had to add salt and pepper. So we're just going to pop that in there, which is the flour. So the flour is 225 grams, and let me just see, 225 grams of flour. Then the other dry ingredients is, now he's saying that you can add mustard powder, half a teaspoon of mustard powder, quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper, quarter teaspoon of turmeric, quarter teaspoon of salt, but I didn't have any turmeric, cayenne powder or mustard powder, so we're just going for salt and pepper. Okay, so we've got that, and then we've also got 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Now what he does say is we're using self-raising flour. So what he does say is if you're using plain or all-purpose flour, add 2 extra teaspoons of baking powder to the recipe. But because we're using self-raising, we're only using 1 teaspoon. But if you're using plain, technically he's telling you to use 3. Yeah, did you get that? But this is a gentleman called John Kirkwood. He's got his own website. Go over there and have a look, and these are his cheese scones, and I will tell you they are amazing. So those are all the rest of the dry ingredients, salt and pepper. That's all we're putting in. And then we're going to add our cold butter. Now our butter is a smaller amount, it's only 2 ounces of butter. So we're just going to put that in as well. There we go. Let's get that rubbed in. And rub together until it resembles fine breadcrumbs. Or until it's evenly incorporated. So we're going to do that, and then you need some cheese. Now it does say use mature cheese, and I love mature cheese, so I've got mature cheddar cheese. You can buy just cheddar cheese, but the mature is amazing. I love it if you like a really strong cheese. So it's really nice. So we're using that. So we're just going to crumble this all up. So don't.
Was it self-raising or plain you used there?
Well, he's using self-raising. But what he's saying is if you're using plain flour, then you've got to add 1, right, okay, self-raising with 1 teaspoonful of baking powder. But he says if you use plain, you need to add 2 extra teaspoons of baking powder. So technically that's 3 teaspoons of baking powder. It's like when you were doing the Viennese swirls the other day. When I was making the Viennese swirls, I used plain and baking powder. But if you didn't have any plain, just use self-raising and forget the baking powder. You don't need it. And you don't need baking powder for your sponge cakes either. John, can you please open the door? Sorry, I know you're cold, but you're going to have to open the door. Sorry. But if you don't open the door, I think my head's going to blow off. Please, can you just open the door?
That could attract a few viewers.
It could attract a few viewers, but please just open the door as wide as you can, thanks. He's sat in a t-shirt. Oh God, I need it. Right, okay. So he's just saying incorporate the flour and the butter so that it's like fine breadcrumbs. Now Jamie and Jamie's recipe and John's is all do it by hand, and as I say, Cupcake Gemma is very much about doing it in the blender. Now we do have scone recipes on our website as well. I checked before, there's 2 recipes because I know my daughter Laura's been in the kitchen and showed you how to make scones, and also Rob Allen has been in the kitchen and showed you how to make scones as well. So both those recipes are on our recipe website, which is sugarandcrumbsmixingitup.com or .co.uk, both links work. Right, so we're there. There we go. It's all mixed in. So then we've got 2 portions of cheese, you'll see. So it's the larger portion, and the larger portion is 100 grams of mature cheddar cheese. So get rid of that one. So chop it all in with your knife, make sure it's all evenly incorporated. And then the milk, we don't need eggs for this one, so that's 2 recipes there without eggs and 1 recipe with eggs. And it's amazing, the milk amount has been different from each one. So what's the milk been for Jamie Oliver's? It's only a small amount, wasn't it? That's the first one there. What was the milk in theirs?
4 tablespoons.
Yeah. So here, wait a minute. Milk, this one here is 90 grams. Doesn't say in tablespoons. And then Cupcake Jenna was, not Cupcake Jenna, the other one, Rodder's, was 250 mils. So 3 scone recipes, all different. So I'm going to do this.
Debbie just asking, the website for recipes is www.sugarandcrumbsmixingitup.co.uk. McFarland.com.
And if you've got any of our flavoured icing sugar, on every bag, the recipe website is on the back, everyone. So if some of you haven't watched us before, Sugar and Crumbs, Sugar and Crumbs is actually, we manufacture flavoured icing sugars and flavoured cocoa powders. And basically we show you how to use them in different recipes. So there's a whole range of them there, we're getting through them. So, so the milk now, so can you see on the overhead there, John?
We can, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we've got the milk there. And then what does he say? Let me just say, fold in the mixture. Fingers evenly incorporate, add the milk, so he's not bothered about a well being in the middle. So we're going to add the milk. Chop it all in with
a lot of people mention they like mustard within their
cheese
scones, so it
yeah.
goes very well.
I did say, John does say add mustard and cayenne pepper as well, but I didn't actually have any in, so I didn't have any dried ingredients like that. Basically, a few weeks ago, I decided, how many of you have got a store cupboard with ingredients in, and when you look through it, you've got ingredients there for years that you've never used. You bought them. Like one time, I must have bought every herb, spice that I could possibly have bought out of Sainsbury's. I must have bought everything, because I went through the drawers one weekend, decided to clean them out. It wasn't so long ago, it was a few weeks ago, wasn't it?
No, now we've got nothing.
And now we've got nothing, threw everything away. And shockingly, some of it was way back to 2014. I'm sure there probably wasn't anything wrong with it because a lot of it wasn't even opened. But if I haven't been using it since then, I definitely don't need it until we did John's scones today. And now we need them. Right, so can you see? It's all come together like a dough.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do exactly the same. Now, each of the recipes, if you're going to do these on your worktop, it does tell you to add flour as well to your worktop, have a bit extra. But I'm using the pink board, so if you've got the pink board or the green board, you actually don't need it. And the other thing is, it's quite a dry mix anyhow, so, you know, don't really want to use much more flour really. So there we are, we're going to pop this together, fold it all in, mould it. All pushed in together. In fairness, John cut his out as little scones, individual scones, but I'm just going to do mine as one big round bat because I quite like it, quite like the shape. So it's entirely up to you, and then that way I don't have to cut out loads. Let's push it all together. Ooh. Just check if they're ready. Both bleepers are going to be going off in a minute. So you do need some cooling racks. So you do need some cooling racks. So let me just get those out of the way a minute. Let's see what they look like. So we sell these in sets of 3. So I'm just going to set them up there. I don't know if you can see them just off the camera there, can you, John?
No.
Yeah.
You can now?
Yeah. So let me go and get them out of the oven. 1 second. Which one's leaking first? This one? Ooh, they look good. Oh, glasses are steamed up. Have a little look. I think I'm just going to give them an extra minute just to make sure they are done. And this one's got 1 second, just 1 second. Jamie Oliver's is going to go off any seconds. Yeah, there it is. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Right. Ooh, ooh. Look at that. Jamie Oliver's are done. Right, can you see? Put them under there. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just put them on the cooling rack there. So cool. Oh, sorry. Will help him. I've only just learned how to use me oven. Sorry. I'm just there we go. There's the big ones. Look at them. How cool are they?
Looking good.
Aren't they looking good? So we'll just put them on the cooling rack there. I need another tea towel. 1 second. Just give them another 2 minutes. Let's get this out. I think by the time we're ready. Right, okay. So I need another baking tray. Let's grease the tray up. So we sell baking trays on our website as well. They're called cookie trays, exactly the same. So if you haven't got any, we sell them on there. Just look for cookie tray, baking tray, exactly the same. Just a light greasing. There we go, that's on there. Right. There we go. Keep it all firm together.
Geraldine says that thinks while you're off camera I should come on screen and entertain with a little jig.
Doesn't have the same sense of humour as me, does John?
Methinks not, Geraldine.
Right, okay. So I'm just gonna.
That wouldn't be a pretty sight.
No. So. No. So I'm not going to cut these into. Remember, this is half the mix, okay? So it's not going to make as many. So do you remember I said that it was half the mix? So you can double up on this one, or you can make them half the mix as well. So I'm just going to cut. Now he cuts them into little scones, but I like them like this. So I'm just going to do that. Do that. Let's get my thingy. There we go. I'm going to put them there. I'm going to put some milk on them. Hang on, let me get the scones out. Just 1 minute. There we go. Ooh, there they go. Haven't they? Look. You see them? Great.
Yeah, look good.
Let's get them on there. Another cooling rack. I'm going to pop these on. So it's quite interesting to see how they are. Can you just see on the overhead there? Let me just pull that out so they don't get heated. A minute. So these ones here are rolled into a roll. Do you remember? I did them like a little sausage roll thing. So some are rounded and flattened, and some we did like that. So they're going to go on there. Let me get this out of the way. Let me bring these back. So we put the milk on, and then you've got a little bit of cheese for over, and we're going to put it all on here. So it's all yummy, 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 yummy. There we go. I just love cheese. So funny, yesterday I was having a slice of cheese yesterday. You all know I've got 6 dogs, and dogs love cheese. So we've got Daisy Dinkum, Rhodesian Ridgeback, and we got, what do we call Poppy? Do we call her Dopey Poppy? I don't know. Basil Brush, Barney Rubble, Lincoln, Chip begins with S, because he's little Jack Russell and he causes all the trouble. So what do we call Poppy? Can you not remember? I couldn't remember what we called Daisy Dinkum before either. Right, okay, so these are going to go in the oven. Anyhow, so I was cutting up some slices of cheese, and they're all there looking at me going, please let me have some cheese. So give them all a piece of cheese each. They all wolfed it down. But we've got one called Basil, who's like a Heinz 57, and it must have stuck to his teeth, and all I could hear was couldn't get it off his teeth, bless him. Right, so these are done. These are going to go in the oven 15 minutes. Right, let me wash my hands again. I brought my cloth up here. I bring my cloth up here because we now need to get the food mixer out. Let's get rid of all this. Let's get rid of all that. All done. Get the food mixer up here. John?
There's a comment, when you're back, can you give us a bit more info on the Cupcake Bouquet online class?
Ah, right, yes, gosh, I nearly forgot all about that, crikey.
Well, in fact, you had forgotten all about that.
I have forgot all about it. Sister John tonight remind me to talk about the Cupcake Bouquet class, and then I forgot all about it. How bad's that?
So,
right.
Thank you, Lisa, for reminding us.
Yeah.
Both.
So let me just tell you how it's going to run. Okay, so it's not the Cupcake Bouquet class that comes in the boxes of bouquets, okay? This is where we're going to show you how to make bouquets from a free bouquet. Please don't shut the door. I know you're cold, but sorry. From a free bouquet up to a 30 plus bouquet. Now, you can actually join us, so you can actually pay, it's £50. I'm also doing a bundle so that you can buy a box of things so that you got it ready for those of you who actually want to make your bouquets live on the day. Some of you may want to just watch and understand it all and join in the banter and you know, get involved that way, and then come back and use it at your leisure. But basically I've set up a group and it's called Carol's Cupcake Bouquet class. Okay, so you'll need to look for that group. You won't be allowed to join until you've paid, so it's a paid only group. So for you to pay, you need to book online. So if you go to sugarandcrumbs.co.uk, look at classes, and then drop down to there and you can pay. Now there is some terms and conditions in there. Do not order anything else with it. Only pay for the class. If you want to order goodies, then order goodies separately. So don't order anything else. The class as well, once you've enrolled, we'll then send you an email to just ask you to sign for terms and conditions. The terms and conditions are for confidentiality, that everything that you learn in the class is between you and the other classmates. It's not for you to share with anybody else. It's a teaching, it's a paid tuition, and tutors don't like you going off sharing everything they learn. Like I've learned lots of things on loads of classes. I've been on loads of classes with people and I've never shared anything I've learned with them because it's not fair, that's their living. So we'd ask you not to share. Obviously you can show people what you've made, but we don't want you to show them how you made it. The live will be about 6 to 7 hours long with breaks, so don't panic. So every hour and a half we'll stop for a 15-minute coffee break, which means you can run off, have a cup of coffee, get yourself organised, and then come back again. And we'll also stop for a lunch break. So we'll be showing you how to make the buttercream. I'll be showing you how to decorate the cupcakes. We'll be using several tips. I'm not going to shout out the tips here because I don't want people to know what tips we're using unless you've enrolled, but I'll be telling you what tips that we need. And then so we're going to make the buttercream. I'll be decorating with the tips. We'll be using colours. I'll show you different ways of using the colours. Then we're going to put all our cupcakes together and we'll do all that before lunchtime. And then after lunchtime, we're going to come back, we're going to clean everything down and we're going to start preparing our bouquets. Now, on the actual live, we're going to decorate 24 cupcakes. Now that means you can make 4 types of bouquets. So there's those who can make a 3, a 5 and a 12, and that gives you 2 cupcakes over to scoff to yourself, or you can go for the big one and make a 24 cupcake bouquet. But either way, I'll be making all 4 bouquets on the live, and then on the back of the display here we're actually going to have all the bouquets. So Karen and I are going to be making all the bouquets 2 days before, and we're going to display them all up here ready. So we're going to be decorating all the cupcakes on the Monday and Tuesday, and then we're going to put them all together on the Tuesday night, and then we'll have them all on the display ready for the live. And then after the live on the Wednesday, we're going to pop round to the local care homes, and well, Karen is, I can't, but Karen's going to pop round to all the local care homes and drop them all off, and we'll get rid of them that way, because there's no way they're staying in the kitchen here. I am doing a bundle box together, so when you join, you pay, then you get enrolled into the group. Into the group, I'm actually going to give you a list of everything that you need to buy, so you can go off and source those materials yourself, or I'm going to put a box together and you can just buy the box off me, and that's everything for the session. Okay, so everything you need, and there's a few things I can't supply, but I'll tell you what you need. You should have them anyhow. So and that's how it is. And once you've bought that live is yours forever. You stay in the group forever. And then what I intend to do then is There'll be a little chat then, you can chat and ask things. You can all share all your ideas in there. If you got stuck, you can ask for help because other people were on the class. And then people can join later. So if you miss that session then, it doesn't matter, just join later and then follow the live. It just means you won't be having any interaction. And then once a month, I'm actually going to come in and do a demonstration again. So, you know, the following month, I might just come in and do a 19 cupcake bouquet. And the following month after, I might do a 24, or I might just come in and do a quick 12 one. So once a month, I'll always be topping up and refreshing, and we'll do a different colour and a different set of cupcake bouquets. So through the year, there'll be 12 different ones, and if it goes on for years and years, there'll be loads of different ones. You'll be sick of them. But like, by the time we've done it, you'll know how to put them together. So it's a great thing. For £50, it's an absolute bargain, and it's ideal for all those people who don't want to travel. So you've got no hotel accommodation, you're not out, and you're actually being part of a community group that you're going to stay in touch with. So there's one lady who's actually been on one of my classes here, and she still wants to join the actual online course as well, because it's great for refreshers. Because sometimes you go on a class and you actually go away and you forget everything. So there'll be a couple of things that you can print off as well. So I'm going to spend my whole weekend putting them all together on the group, and then you can print them all off. And if anybody who's bought the boxes, the print-offs will already be in the boxes as well. So the boxes are the people who are going to buy, who are just going to save time and think, you know what, I'll buy the box, it's all there, and at a later date I can start shopping around on Amazon or whatever. It's on Wednesday the 29th of April, and like I say, there's two things. You can either do it with us, or you can just watch and join in, okay? There'll be 3 of us in the kitchen. Simon will be concentrating on filming. He will not be missing anything. He's not doing any comments. He has to concentrate on filming. And Karen will be doing comments and be my assistant at certain times. How we're going to do some things like that from a distance, but we'll have to. In fact, she'll be able to do it that side, so we might have to just move the camera around a little bit. So it's going to be great. So who's going to join? Because some of you, well, quite a few of you have already signed up already, which is really great fun. And I think you're going to love it. And I think those of you who don't join, when the others do it afterwards and they come back and say what a great day it is, you're going to be, oh, I'm sorry I didn't join, and then you'll join then. So you can join anytime you want. But if you can join for the actual event, that will be amazing, because you'll be part of the whole event. So does that explain everything to you? Yeah? Right, okay, so we're going to make some whipped cream now. Let me get my mixer.
Francis is just asking how much is the box. We don't actually know at the minute, because we still need to put together what's going in it.
Yeah.
So if you just hang fire probably till after the weekend,
yes,
we will know how much the box is.
Yeah, be ready for the weekend. It'll be ready for after the weekend. Karen and I are actually making them on Tuesday. So I've actually put in my shopping list with all the companies I need to, and the last person who can deliver to me is Tuesday. But I'll have them ready for sale Tuesday night with a price on how much they are. So in there will be everything. I'm not going to tell everybody here because it's only for people who pay. Okay, so anybody who wants to buy it, they won't be able to buy it on the page. They'll actually have to phone and pay for it, because I don't want you to know what's in the box, apart from those who paid, by the way. So that's because it's all part of a secret, the cupcake bouquets, so we don't want to give anything away. Yeah, right, let me put my mixer on. Let me move. So mixer, I need a whisk. Which scone did you just nibble there? Did you have a fruit one?
Yeah.
And do you not have it with no jam, no butter or jam or cream or anything?
No.
Are you not going to have a cheese one?
No.
Oh, you should have had a cheese one, John. You'd thank me for a cheese one. Right, let me go and get my whisk. Right, so what we're going to do is we've got 2 lots of cream. So we've got the jam, we've got the cream. Now it was funny yesterday because when we said we was going to make these, we thought somebody said, oh, you can make it, but apparently it takes 20 hours. On some other things, so I thought forget that idea. So I now know why it's so expensive and so why it's so wonderful. So I'm just seeing if he's got the recipe on here. No, let's have a look inside the packet. 1 second. doesn't give it away on there, but he has got his recipe on there. But it's Rodder's. That's the recipe we followed for. Let's see if they're going to come off yet. There we go. We'll just get a palette knife, 1 second. Let's not do it on there, 1 second. I feel that the frame is going to. Let me just do it on here. They're cool. Because it's nothing wrong with the scones, it's the milk. So it's crystallised in the milk. There we go. There we go, nice base. I broke this one a little bit because it was attached to the milk. So you can see if I show you under here, just let me show you on that camera, you can see where the excess milk's gone on there. So it's just attached the scone to it. So just rub your palette knife underneath. I've only damaged one, so the others are absolutely fine. Look at them, John. Yeah, look, they're lovely. And let's see if this one can come off here. And we'll make some cream. Oh yeah, these are nice and cool as well. So let me just get these. I'll make anything a bit easier. So look at them. You under there, John? Look at them. Aren't they lovely? That's how a scone should be, isn't it? So we'll have a look at the all of them in a minute. Right, so let's make some fresh cream, John. Did I get the cream out? No. Right, we're back again, John. We're back. Yep. All right then. So we're going to use double cream. Now there's 600 mils in here and we're not going to use the full amount. I'm just going to use half. Normally I would use the full amount, but as I'm giving these scones away, I don't really need to. So we're going to use half. So if you can't get hold of this or you don't like this, then use this. But some of you just like butter on your scones. Some of you like just jam and butter. It's entirely up to you how you eat your scones. So I saw the debate last night. What is it? Is it jam first? Cream? What do you do, John? Can you remember?
Jam first.
Jam first. Good boy. And then Simon said you put it on and then you top them together, but you can't bite it together like that, can you? With all the stuff on, you can't bite that. Right, so we're going to use half of this. I'm going to eyeball it, by the way. So we're going to use half of this. Now you can just mix up the cream just as you want, just as cream. But I've got to be honest, I'm not a big fan of just a cream taste. So I like to add our flavoured icing sugars. So I'm going to pop in half. It's got a little thing there, that'll do. Yeah, nearly half. Yeah, there we go. So we're just going to mix this up. Now if you ever overbeat your cream, so if you ever overbeat it and it goes curdly, do not panic. But whenever you are beating cream, you must stay with it, okay? So we'll just drop this down. Oh, sorry, flavoured icing sugar. John, can you grab me a spoon from down there for me, please? So we're going to use the black cherry because the black cherry is amazing. But you can use any you want, any strawberry flavour, but I love the black cherry flavour. Okay, generally put in, you can put in as much as you want if you want. And somebody on the group today was saying that they use it for their milkshake. They used it for the first time for their child's milkshake. Couldn't believe how amazing it is. But it is on our recipe sites that you can put it in on your milkshake. My granddaughter Holly absolutely loves it. So basically, I'm just going to put 3 heaped teaspoons, whatever these are.
Tablespoons?
They're not tablespoons, them are. They're like a big dessert spoon, aren't they? No, they're not a dessert spoon. Whatever that is, a normal spoon. So I'm going to put 3 big heaped ones of those in. Yeah. But you can put as less, you know, you can put 1 in. Doesn't really matter. And then taste it. Taste it and see. Just give it a little mix. Taste it, and then if it tastes okay, then fine. But if you want more, add more. But don't add more once it's all mixed. It's also great adding for natural yogurt as well. So if you like natural yogurt, you want to just add a couple of teaspoonsful to that. It's great. Right, okay, so mixer on. Am I plugged in? Yep. So we're just going to start off slow. Now I'm keeping the cream here just in case we do overbeat it. Now when I did this a few months ago, I actually made blueberry flavour, and John had never really tasted it before, and he loved it. And he loved it that much, he actually ate most of it. And he said to me, Carol, if I go to bed and I don't wake up in the morning, it's because of all that cream. It's yummy. Who's tried the flavoured icing sugars in fresh cream? Just going to turn up the meter. Just tap down the sugars on the side. You on the overhead there, John? So all I'm doing is just tapping down the side, just any loose sugar. I can stop it and put it in with a whisk. I'm just going to turn it up. Just stir it a bit faster. Like I say, don't go away, keep an eye on it. And I didn't put the timer on for my scones, did I? For cheese scones. I'll have a look, see how they do. So it's not quite ready. But just while I go and check them, I'll let John just show you that a moment. So do they look ready, John?
Not far off.
About 2 minutes past, let's give them another 3 or 4 minutes. So let's make the cream. Who's used it in their cream? So I think I might have asked that question before. Let's turn it up. So Johnny, on the overhead there. What are you doing? You're walking away from the door, you're cold. Do you want to shut the door now? That's be fine. So like I said, keep an eye on it. Are you on the overhead, John? I don't know which camera they can see.
Yeah.
So can you see now? It's
Yeah.
there you go. That's perfect. If you want to take it just a little bit further, you can, but you really need to watch it, okay? Because just that little bit further could then, just going to give it a little bit, just make sure it's really firm, but just that little bit further could then make it curdle. And I think we'll stay at that. I think that's plenty enough there. Are we on the overhead or? Oops.
Yeah, we are now.
So you can see there, look. Yeah, and that's plenty enough. Absolutely yummy. Do you want to taste them, John?
I'm okay.
Pardon?
I'm okay.
You want to taste a little bit? No? Well, you've been so good, aren't you? Scone with no, no, I'm going to taste them anyhow. Right, okay, so. I tell you, try the black cherry, it's amazing. Let me pop the lid on this. Pop this back in the fridge. Let's get the other ones out of the oven. Get the tea towels. Let's get this on there. So I need something for space. Right. Oh. So John, any comments? Because you're very quiet.
I don't have my phone on actually.
Pardon?
I haven't got my phone connected anymore.
Your phone's not connected anymore?
No.
Oh, for comments?
Yeah.
Do you want to read mine? Where's my phone? You know what to do with my phone? Oh, there it is. Do you want my phone for comments?
That's okay, I'll get reconnected.
Yeah? Alright then, no worries. Right, so let's get that off there. Let's get rid of the food mixer. Oh. There we go. So let's just get these on here. Ooh. Okay. So let's get those on there. On there, on there. Yippee, yippee, you. Get that one out of the way. We'll put all those there. Those are the little half cup ones. That's do that there. What do you think, everybody? Am I in camera there, John?
You are, yeah.
Yeah. So these are all the little off-cut ones, which you could have re-rolled again if you wanted to, but I didn't. I'm going to put them on there. So these ones are great for the kids, they can have them. So what feedback have we got back, John?
Question: if your cream one day out of date, would you throw it away? No, would probably just check that it was, give it a bit of a quick taste test and see what it was like. But one day, sort of, I would have thought it would be absolutely fine.
Really is personal that you should smell everything first. I've eaten yogurts and everything when they've been nearly 2 weeks out of date and they've been absolutely fine. So we're just going to put these on. These are the Jamie Oliver ones. Don't they look great? Don't they? Look at them. Let's get rid of that one. Who's going to be making scones this weekend? Don't forget, tag me in. Showed you how to make them. So it's great when you tag me in and I get to see what you make. It's also nice that when people learn where you've made them as well. I'm sure lots of you have made scones. I'm not taking the thing that you haven't made scones before. So this one here is the big one. Okay, let's get rid of that. And that one there is like a nice presentation one, that one, isn't it? So, John, do you want to pass me another stand? Pass me that wooden stand there, please. Let's put that on there. And if you're like me, I love scones when they're red hot. So let's cut into a couple of these. Now this cheesy one is really still very hot. But let's take him off there. That's the cheese one. Move everything out of the way. Are you all liking and sharing? Who signed up for YouTube? And who's going to do my class? Who's going to do my online class? I'm sure you're going to absolutely love it. So let's get everything out of the way. Let's start making decorating some up. This is my stand. John, are you still with us, love? Right, okay. So, and we'll do the like and share now. So, scones, clotted cream. If it's for me, clotted cream all the way. So let me just show you one of these. Let's open one of these up here, one of these lovely hot ones. Let's get a knife. So let's cut one up so you can see. There we go. Now these are really crumbly. These are Jamie Oliver's. They're crumbly, that's what he says. Are we over the overhead there, John?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't put butter on me. I don't know if you which camera you're on there now, John.
You're on overhead.
Right, so if you just go talk to you here for a moment. So I don't put butter on. I know some of you do, but I never do. Oh, there we go. I actually never do, so I just go straight for the jam. Straight for the jam. We'll be having a debate in a minute. I'm now going to have cheese ones with jam on. So there I go, straight for the jam. And then straight for the clotted cream. Okay. And then this one. Can you see all down there, all of you?
Yeah.
And then this one, clean spoon, we're going to go straight for the fresh cream. There we go. Fresh cream. Can't do any more than that because I'm going to go to bed and I'll be scoffing these. Don't know whether John's going to have one, he's been so good, but I'm having both of them. So I'm just going to pop that over there. Let's show you the inside of the Rodders one so you can see what they're like. So we're just going to cut inside. There we go. Yeah, so that's that one, and now let's do the cheese one. So I've got a bit of jam on the cheese, so I take it that one's going to be mine. Look at that. There we go. And then you'll see it's quite doughy still, but don't worry. Oh, actually, might need it a bit longer in the oven. In fact, it might need a little bit longer in the oven, so I'll pop them back in the oven. Don't worry, let's do one of these. It's fine before. There you go. So these are the ones we cooked earlier. And these ones, I'm just going to wipe the jam off, and I'm just going to pop it back in the oven for another 5 minutes. Don't worry, they've been out of the oven. Do not worry, they'll be fine. I'll show them after. Right, let me get some kitchen roll, wipe the jam off. So John, I know you've gone very quiet, love, you're tired, but we're nearly done. So let me put that back on. So what comments is there?
No, lots of positive comments, everybody's looking forward to them. Lots of people said they're going to make them tomorrow.
Right, so it's done. So, I'm sure lots of you are going to be debating. I'm not going to eat one of these now because they taste so yummy, but I'll eat one afterwards and show you. That's a little picture. But they are really delicious. So do make sure you like and share. Let me pull up Danielle's live from Tuesday. And hopefully you're going to be here in the morning watching us. So Karen's going solo live tomorrow and I'm on comments, 11:30. And then Cake Flicks on Saturday night. I'm going to be decorating a dome cake with nifty nozzles. And there we go. And then let me know if you are going to be coming on our class. So send me a private message, okay? And you just book online. And I'll be responding back to you over the weekend with everything you need to know. So let me just find Danielle's live. Yep, Tuesday night, there we go. So let's just load up all the all the shares. Now, what I do ask is if you've won before, if you've won once before, then great. But if you've won twice before, just for a few months, let's have a few months break and let's give somebody else a go. So let me just load up. It's still loading up. There we go. Are you on the overhead camera there, John?
It will be now, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Fairy Cakes. Who's Fairy Cakes? Don't know who Fairy Cakes is. So, oh, crikey, Fairy Cakes was Fairy Cakes, Fairy Cakes and Fairy Cakes out of all three there together. So I don't know who Fairy Cakes is, but Fairy Cakes, you've just won yourself a £25 voucher with sugar and crumbs. So thank you for sharing. So I don't know who Fairy Cakes is, but there you go. All you need to do is go to our website, sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. There's a contact. In the contact, write your name and address in there. Just say, hi, my name is from Fairy Cakes, but make sure you say Fairy Cakes. I won the live from Danielle Crouch and it's a £25 voucher. Don't write, some people do write in and it does become a bit frustrating. I won I won a live, or where's my voucher? And you know, no disrespect, but Laura doesn't know. So, and she doesn't know if you just write in and say I won a voucher. Can you just give us a little bit more information? So you've won Danielle's £25 voucher for sharing Danielle's live on Tuesday, and give us your name and your company name, and we will send you a code for you to spend in our shop, which is great. So that's us over and done. So how long's that taken us, John? Oh, an hour and 50. How long have we been?
1 hour 45.
Oh, have we? Oh, no wonder you're tired. He was hoping it was going to be a quick one. So, come on, cheer up, love.
I'm fine.
Thank you for joining us. I hope I'm going
you.
to see loads of scones. Don't forget to tag me in. Don't forget to tell everybody where you saw me baking them. So 3 different recipes. I put those back in the oven. There'll be no harm with them. Don't worry about putting them back in the oven. We're just going to give them another 5 or 6 minutes in there and they'll be absolutely fine. And like I say, like and share. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 11:30. Thanks very much, John, for joining us. Thank you for everybody on YouTube for joining us.
Yes, thank you to everyone. We've had a
And
good audience all evening.
Thank you for you guys. And I'm sorry John sounds really tired, but he has been in work since 6 o'clock this morning. Didn't get home until very late. And John's been packing all your orders.
Well, I'm doing my best.
Yeah, you've been doing very well. So I'll see you tomorrow at 11:30. Thank you for joining us. Cheerio.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.